Hello, welcome to today's tutorial. I'm Sue from createwithsue.com, and today we're going to make these little tags that you can see in the picture. They match the Christmas card, the Mandala Christmas Tree card we made the other day. So if you want to make that, find that video as well. I'm going to be using the downloaded version of Canvas Workspace, and we're going to bring in the design just a little bit differently. I'm going to open it up and I'm just going to drag and drop it straight into the canvas mat. I know you can do it through File and Open and also through the SVG icon on the left, but dragging and dropping works as well too. So I've just moved it into the center a little bit. I'm going to make a few of these, so I will do a lot of that on the ScanNCut for you. If you want to put a hole in it to put a thread through, now is probably the time to do it. But I'll show you some different ways without putting that hole into the tag as we move through the video. So we're going to export that to our cutting machine, and you can use either the USB or through Wi-Fi or connect your computer. You can see the options there, but we'll export it via Wi-Fi, and I'll see you at the ScanNCut. Okay, we're going to retrieve the data. I'm on my SDX 1000 ScanNCut. I'll just straighten that camera a little bit. Oop. Give me a sec and I'll fix that up. That's a bit better. Retrieve the data through the Wi-Fi, and you'll see two pieces come onto the screen. And there they are. So I want to make more of them, so I'm going to duplicate these on the ScanNCut so that we can do additional trees all in one cut. So we're going to go into the edit panel and we're going to delete one of those. Pick that one and object edit and duplicate. So this you can put as many as you can fit on your cardstock or your mat. I'm going to go with 5 and go OK. Now they've put them in a big line there, like all in one, so it's just easy enough to drag and drop. There is also a feature where you can automatically select them, but I'm going to do it this way today. When I say automatically select them, I mean that it will select them and put all the pieces in the right location for you, but I'm going to do it this way manually. And we'll just line them up because I'm going to squeeze them in pretty close. I'll flip a couple of these so that they align, and I should have actually done another extra one. I didn't count very well. Let's go and add another one. There we go. That'll work better. Okay, we'll slot that in there so they fit in nice and tidy. And once you're happy with your design, go OK and OK. And you can actually get them a bit closer or manually move them a little bit how you want. The stylus is a bit jerky or large movements, and you just want that small finer movement, you have this option in here as well. Just select the object you want to move, so you'll see the red box around the objects that are moving, and that's not bad. So that is just that little crosshair point under the edit icon, and go OK, and we will cut these ones out. I haven't changed any settings in this at all. I'm just going to cut them as is. And I'll speed this little bit of the video up for you because it's not very exciting. I've got my green cardstock on here. I've just used a little bit of blue painter's tape. I did notice in something the other day that ScanNCut actually make tape for this purpose, because I hadn't noticed that before. However, I just use painter's tape because it's cheap and easy to get. I use big long pieces. It's easy to find if it does inadvertently come off into your ScanNCut. Normally it doesn't, especially the longer pieces do not come off. And I also use them multiple times. Okay, so that's the first round with the backing part of the tree cut out. And just peel off the cardstock and give the mat, I'll leave the mat in the loaded, just give it a bit of a bend and flick the cardstock off, and there's one done. and I'll probably edit this out so you don't need to sit through all of this, but we'll take all the pieces off so we can cut the next layer. You can see me taking a bit of a bend, doing a bit of a bend on the mat. Okay, so we'll go OK, and we will go home and get rid of that piece of pattern because we don't need that again. We've cut that one. Bring that design in again and do the exact reverse. So instead of the backing one, instead of the one with the mandala, sorry, delete the one with the backing and duplicate. This time we'll duplicate it the right amount, right amount of times. So 6, and exactly the same. We'll just flip them around as we need to. Now, if you wish to use different cardstock for these, you can scan your mat and add different pieces. So just say you wanted 4 different colors or whatever your design needed, you can do that. And you just need to probably allow enough space. I've got them quite tightly spaced, but just allow enough space so you can fit your cardstock on there and line them up. You use just go OK, and you use that little scanner icon in the middle there to do that. We're going to do just in one colour for this one. If your cardstock isn't firmly attached, you can use a brayer like this one here, just making sure that my cardstock is attached as well as I need it to be. Especially important for mandala designs because there's a lot of intricate cuts with them, and so it is a little bit more risky for them to come away during the cutting process. So make extra sure that it's attached properly. And off we go. I'll speed some of this up as well. So this is a darker green card for a 2-tone effect. And I think it said about 9 minutes for the cutting time. I won't make you sit through the whole 9 minutes. Okay, so it's finished cutting. We'll just peel off the outside layer of cardstock that we've cut away. I'm going to try and leave sometimes it's not easier to leave the mat in the machine if it's cut through properly. I normally check it before I remove the mat and then remove the mat to remove most of the design. However, the camera is here. So I'm just going to cut that bit off because I might cut something else out of that in a minute. I'll just see how we go. So that was just a little trick, saved me putting it back on. Just bend your mat a little bit so it peels the mandala tree off, and I'll get one off in a minute. There we go. And that's what he looks like. And we'll go ahead and peel the rest off. They come off pretty easy, or they have for me. Just make sure your mat is not too sticky because you'll have a few problems. This is American Craft cardstock. I really like American Craft. You'll find links in the description of the video, and that for various things that I've used today. And sometimes there's some cute patterns left on the mat, isn't there, from mandala. I really like mandalas. Anyway, I'll get the rest off and I'll see you over at the assembly video. Okay, so here we are assembling. I've cut a cardstock, glitter cardstock one. I'm going to use a couple of different methods of attaching hangers, I suppose it is. You can use whatever one you want. I'm just giving you some ideas here. I rather like the silver stretchy one that I had in my hand. That's probably one of my favourites. I use that quite a bit. But it's up to you. And I haven't put the holes in this one. I've got another video coming where it's a little bit different again. And we'll show you that one as well when that's released. That'll be probably the next one I do. I'm going to use double-sided tape for some of this. You could use double-sided tape. However, I'm going to just quickly put this glue around. Get most of the little bits so at least the mandala loose pieces or the little bits that might stick up and get caught, I have some glue on it. I'm using glitter art glue, and the link is in the description as well. and kind of get the little points where it might lift. And I'm going to use my tweezers. If I remember, they are actually much easier to use the tweezers. I sometimes forget to pick them up. Now, before I press that other piece down firmly at the top, I'm going to just pop that in there. And I'm going to make it just pull apart so it comes like that. As I said, you can put these in however you like. Just showing you some ideas of how you can do it. Obviously the glue is not dry, so I'm not going to pull it too hard. You can make that shorter, longer, depending on what your project's going to be. That's one idea. And we'll do the same thing. I'm going to speed this up a little bit more probably. I'm going to do the same thing with this glitter one. The glitter's pretty cute, isn't it? I like the glitter. This was very cheap. Make sure it's encapsulated glitter, the card, not one that sheds as it's going through your machine. Encapsulated feels like it's got like a plastic film over the top of the glitter, so you can't feel all the rough bits, and that's really quite good to use on your machine. Anything loose is not so much. So this one here, I am going to just have a little trick because it's a bit hard to hold that together. Just going to cut a little tiny bit of double-sided tape, and we're going to do a little bit different trick here. Just pop a bit there, cut that so it's about the right size. Take the other side of the tape off if I can get it. There we go. If I can get it off. And I'm going to glue these two bits down because these are fiddlier than the ribbon was. Whoop. Don't have an accident like that. Just what? Ah dear. And that just holds that in place, and we can put the next layer on. So that's another little trick for managing hangers. Depending on what you, I made a bit of a mess when I dropped it. It was a bit of a nuisance, never mind. So that's method 2. And I rather like the stretchy one. If it's not got enough glue in there that you think it might not hold, just add a little bit more. Sorry, I'm a bit off camera there. Didn't notice that. My next video will show you the knots. There's different other hanging solutions, and I've put a hole in this next one I've done, but this is for be released probably later in the week. And I'm going to use this technique again for a little bit more stability, so just a tiny little bit of double-sided. This next one I'm using is actually a jewellery leather. It is, I'll cut it this time before. Pop a little bit there, get the double-sided tape off, and that's the other piece of the double-sided tape. I cut it in half. So now I've got it going down the two edges of the tree. The jewelry leather, I'm not sure it's leather or faux leather, but it's kind of a leather feel, is a little bit sturdier again. Probably not the most economical solution. The stretchy silver is much cheaper, but it's another option. And once again, we'll put all the glue on the backing. Make sure these ones I've used a slightly textured card, so it's easy to tell which is the right side and the wrong side. But if you use cardstock that looks both the same, both sides, make sure you don't mix the right side to the wrong side, because the design may be slightly different. It's a free SVG you can get from my resource library, and you can do the matching card. I'll put a link up the top of this, and you can watch that as well, and also the design will be found in my resource library on the createwithsue.com website. And once again, you can pop a little bit of glue in the end if you need to, and I might do that a little bit more. And these are just dry wet ones, so they're dry, already dry. I've used them for cleaning the mat and let them dry out. Oh, they dry out naturally. I haven't really let them dry out. They dry out naturally, and I just save them instead of throwing them straight in the bin. And there you go. You've got 3 options. Which one do you like best? Put a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.